and welcome to another edition of Leopard Chat. I'm Laura Leopard, and today's guest is Rena Barnett. She is the Senior Director in the New York office of Engle, Lindlsey and Regan. Rena was a transactional and regulatory environmental attorney before becoming a recruiter, and she also teaches business law as an adjunct professor, and she's a graduate of NYU Law School. Welcome, Rena.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We have an important and too dense topic to talk about today.
Yes,
we're going to attempt. And this topic is for attorneys about how to plan your future and what you can do now to better position yourself for a future move, because you will have a future move. So what can you do now to make yourself a brighter prospect in the future? That's a tall order for you to talk about.
You know, I spend so much time talking to attorneys on the phone and in person, and this is the same question that comes up in a variety of different ways. I speak to junior attorneys, I speak to senior attorneys, I speak to attorneys looking to lateral in-house or make partner. And at every stage of the process, in some way or shape or form, this question comes up. And the reality is, from the moment an attorney enters their first position, they need to start thinking about the future. And that's something that's very hard to convey to someone who's like, I just got here, and you're telling me what I want to do when I'm 7 years or 10 years down the road. And the answer is absolutely. You need to start taking control of your career from the moment you start, even before, ideally, but at least the moment you start your first legal position. I know, very daunting. As I said, this topic is very daunting. You know, and as a recruiter, it's funny, I practice law, and I myself went from law firm to in-house to actually boutique before becoming a recruiter. So I've been in every step of the process myself.
Well, there you go.
But having, now as a recruiter, I talk and work with so many people in different stages of their legal career and in different, types of law and in different legal legal positions, that there's sort of a universal, you need to get a hold of your career. And what steps can you do to do that?
Right.
First and foremost, regardless of the practice area, regardless of the nature of the firm or employer, you have to recognize that law is not just the academic application. It is a business. And unfortunately, that's something that some people learn later than others. But you have to be business-minded about your legal profession. To that end, one of the things I urge people to do, even if they are not currently in the market, is to be open to looking at openings and reading the position descriptions.
Even when they're not looking.
Even when they're not looking. The reason is, it is a valuable resource to know what the market is like and what skills are in demand. So even if you love your current employer, you're happy at your firm, you may see that the market is demanding that an attorney in your practice have X or Y experience, and you're not getting it.
I see, right.
So you can then go to the partner in your practice group and say, I would like to pick up this type of work. Because that keeps you marketable, that keeps your resume strong, and when the time comes to make the move, you're in a better position because you have the skills that the employers are looking for.
Right.
Sometimes it's, attorneys have this, when I grew up, I always wanted to be this kind of an attorney. And they become, you're laughing, but the problem with that is what we may want, what may be the sexy thing, is not where the market is going. So you have the desire to do work that doesn't lend itself to a move. The other thing to think about in terms of law as a business is client development, building up a book, portability of practice. I know, first year associate, oh my God, why is she talking about this stuff? And there is going to be a difference between when you're in a big law firm and when you're in a small law firm or mid-sized law firm.
True, true.
Big law firm associates will not have the ability necessarily to build a portable book of business, certainly not from the beginning. Their job is really to do the very best work they possibly can, so that the institutional clients that they are servicing love working with them and bring more work to the firm. It's about that residual payback for the quality of the work that the attorneys are doing.
Right.
Now, the small firm and mid-sized firm associates, for them, it's about networking and getting their name out there. And in that sense, I'm sorry for the cliche, it is about thinking outside the box. How can you promote your skills so that you can draw upon a larger group of people to bring business into your firm?
Right. So in a sense, they are building a book of business at the smaller firms.
It's about building yourself. You can kind of think of it as building your own company. You as an attorney, your legal skills is your company, and you are building your company.
There you go. And those and bringing in more clients is ringing up a sale for your company.
Exactly.
Exactly. So very broadly, we'll say look at keeping yourself on top of what's on the market, what jobs are out there, and what the requirements are for those jobs. So if you're missing any of them, you can go to your boss and say, I really should be doing this or finding out about that. Correct?
Correct.
And then we're going to look for small law firms, then it's about bringing in clients, getting your name out there, promoting your own business in a way.
I also want to point out, though, that recently, for example, I've had attorneys contact me who have undergraduate degrees, let's say in chemistry. And I will say to them, you will be more marketable if you take some time and get your master's degree. And that usually causes some groaning, and I don't have time, and oh my Lord, when do you expect me to do this?
Right.
The more specialized your skill set, the more you can differentiate yourself from the rest of the pack. Same thing with a tax attorney.
Right.
Going back and getting your LLM is going to reap benefits. And the other advantage, of course, is that your current firm may very well be willing to pay for that.
Exactly.
So whittling out your competition by advancing your own skill set, both in terms of client development and your academics, is going to help you, A, retain your current employment, and B, potentially get you more opportunities elsewhere.
Right. So when you turn to Rena and she's your recruiter in about 2 or 3 years, you'll come to her and be in much better shape.
That's exactly what we hope for.
That's right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
That's some really valuable advice. I enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on Leopard Chat.